What is up, beautiful people? Welcome back to another video. I'm honestly getting cooked by school and it's getting to me a little bit. Psychologically, it's NFP week, it's a terrible week for the market, and we can already kind of just take a look at what has been happening on the daily time frame. Right? The daily time frame has to be clear to actually be like hopping in and looking for something. That's why you don't see my charts decorated, because I'm honestly not really looking for much. We had this like daily IFG that we closed up above, and now you can just kind of see price consolidating around it. And that goes to show that every single time, this is the daily IFG right here, every single time that NFP comes around, you want to be so conservative. You want to make sure that you can preserve your capital for the weeks to come. You don't want to be messing up and losing all your money in a week that isn't meant for trading. Because when you lose in a week like this and you get demotivated, a lot of people tend to quit. And little do they know, it's not because their strategy doesn't work anymore. It's not because the market isn't tradable anymore. It's because that week was a low probability week and you weren't likely to get much of your model or much of any sort of expansion in a specific direction. During a week like that, you want to either scalp small positions or just be patient and take a break for that week. Take a break, step outside, go do something else. And for me, that's been school. I've been really stressed and I have been taking some trades here and there, but nothing serious, right? I'm looking and I'm learning my lesson constantly that NFP is just, it's dangerous. It's dangerous to trade inside of a range when we're not moving anywhere, we're not expanding. And so it's going to be very hard for you to actually capitalize on anything. It's going to be hard for you to make any money in this week. And so my best course of action is to step back and just enjoy the show. Let it happen. Wait it out till next week. Wait it out till that news event happens and we actually get that expansion in a specific direction. Like in this case, it can expand towards buy side because this is a bullish confluence, or it can sell down to this daily fair value gap down lower. Whatever it does, it doesn't matter, but we have to make sure that we don't lose our money before it actually runs down there, so that we're actually able to execute once the market starts moving again, once it has an objective, and once it actually starts giving us opportunities to take trades to make some money. That aside, I have something that I want to say to you guys. A question. How many of you guys have realistically touched 25K cash? Like, how many of you in your lives have done that? I know even for a lot of people that work a job that gives them 100K a year, it's very difficult for them to actually touch 25K in cash. And the harsh reality of that is the fact that they have responsibilities. Once you get to that point, you have, first of all, school debts that you're paying off every month, right? If you went and got a degree, you paid for your education, then you have debt that you're paying off. The next thing is responsibilities. You're living in a house now. You're paying off your mortgage for the next 30 years. Or you're in an apartment you're renting from somewhere for 2 to 3K a month. And every single month, you're making, 7, 8, 9K. Some people only making 4 or 5. Maybe there's 2 incomes of 4 and you're making 8K as a double. And you're losing 3K for rent or your mortgage payment, whatever else that is. You're losing another 1,000 on like little utilities like car insurance, your water bill, electricity, your Wi-Fi, your phone, cellular data. What else do adult bills have? I honestly don't have much of those expenses, and so I'm still figuring it out myself. But the thing is, the point that I'm trying to get across is how many of you have genuinely touched 25K in cash? Because once you pile up those responsibilities, you aren't able to save money as much as you thought you would have. You're not able to get that money for down payments to make it easier on yourself. Your only option is loaning or financing something, right? You take a loan and you drop a bigger down payment to have a smaller monthly payment, but you loaned that money and that money is going to come at a cost. Somebody else is making free money off of you while you're suffering the consequences because you don't have enough of an income to support yourself, to pay off those bills, to save money. And many of you guys will never touch 25K. As a 19-year-old who hasn't even experienced a lot of those responsibilities, I've touched 25K in a single month from trading. And it took me years to get to this point, but I want to convey to you guys the message that you can do this, that you should put yourself in a field where you can make money depending on how well you perform. At a job that pays you a specific salary, no matter how good of a worker you are, no matter how much different you stand out from me or anybody else, you're stuck with that pay. You'll never be able to scale up. Maybe a little bit, but you're in a field where you're limited to how much you're getting paid. So what I'm trying to say is put yourself in a field like my dad's in real estate, and some months he'll close one client and make 8K on a lower valued house. The next month he gets 5 clients and there's 60K a month. And that's dependent on how far he works, how much clients come to him. But he's in a field where there's no limit to how much you can make. If you're selling something, you're in sales, you perform really well, you'll get a huge month. You have to work hard for that. And sure, there may be no guarantee. But if you work hard and you become somebody that can work hard, first of all, you'll be more proud of yourself. Because that's work that you did yourself. You put yourself in a position where you're winning. You'll be proud of yourself. And that guarantee factor, you can lose your job and there you have no guarantee. But when it comes to something else where you work hard for it, you've become somebody that even in a period where it may not be going well, there may not be a lot of people on the market looking for whatever you're selling, you are a person that will work hard and you can just think of things. You can figure out another way to make money. You can run to the next thing and you'll succeed in that too. Because your skill set isn't limited to something that you learned for 4 years at school, and you're limited to finding a job as a software engineer. You lose your software engineer job, the only thing that you know how to do is program. And what you're going to go do is you're going to go try to find another software engineering job. And what happens if AI takes over? Now I'm studying computer science, and AI can write everything that I'm doing. Everything. It can do everything. I don't even have to do my schoolwork anymore. And so what if you get replaced and you haven't become somebody that you're proud of? You haven't become somebody that can succeed at anything. So what you have to do is structure your mind in a way that you can succeed in any field, and put yourself in a field where there's no limit to how far you can scale. Social media for one of those things is if you keep putting yourself out there, eventually a video is going to pop off. You're going to blow up and you're going to make a ton of money on that. You're going to change your life off that video. And that's just doing the reps in a field that's infinitely scalable. You can grow an Instagram page to 100K selling a product, and you'll make a ton of money off of that. Way more than you'd ever would at a job. And who's to say that you'll stop at 100K? You can keep going. What I'm trying to say is that you should put yourself in a field where you can actually make a ton of money and there's no limit to how much you can make. Because at the end of the day, the real tool, the real skill set, or the thing that's making you money is your mind. It's you being able to adapt no matter what field that you put yourself in. And so I think it's super important that you focus on yourself when you're going out and trying to become somebody. You focus on yourself and you become somebody that can succeed in anything. And for me, that was trading. And in order to succeed in trading, I had to focus on a lot of things. I had to focus on my discipline. And in order to master that discipline, I had to educate myself outside of school by reading books that taught me a lot of more valuable things. I focused on my faith, and I learned a lot of wisdom from the Bible that you wouldn't gain from any books. I focused on that discipline in terms of my faith and being able to do things like that. And I had to make sure that I was succeeding in every field that I was in, every field, so that I could be somebody that can succeed as a trader. Because there's going to be a lot of ups and downs. And through that time, you have to be strong, and you have to be able to accept that there's going to be those downs and ride those highs. Once you're on a roll, you ride that high and you keep scaling infinitely. That's the kind of field that you should put yourself in. And that's kind of the message that I want to leave you guys with today. Don't give up on yourself. Don't trap yourself. Even if you're working a job, I'm not trying to hate on that. I really respect people who do go and learn, because I'm in school myself and it's so difficult to actually lock in and focus on school. It's so difficult to actually sit there and learn the stuff that they're making you learn, even though it might not be so valuable for you, but you do it anyways. You learn, you take those exams, you do good on those, you get your degree, and you get a job. That's very respectable. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to do that, honestly, because I'm here and I'm struggling with that myself. And I'd much rather succeed in something else. I'd much rather succeed in something that I can brute force because I have to wait another 2 years to get my degree and go find a job. Or I can get an internship that will pay me like crap. That's my options, right? I don't like that. I wanna succeed because I'm the type of person, like, I've already started making money with trading, and I'm the type of person that I've already accepted that when you work hard, you can make money. And no matter how hard I work in school, there's a time limit to how far. Like, I still have those 2 years of those classes that am required to take before I can go get a job. So that's 2 years of my life that will just disappear like this with me gaining nothing, or like some cheap pay from a trash internship. Right? So is that something that I want? In my case, no, it's not. I want to be able to brute force my way to money, brute force my way to success based off of how much effort I'm putting in. If I'm working hard and I'm doing things diligently, I want to be able to get paid for that. Like, even in the next 2 weeks, if I work hard every single day, I want to get rewarded for that work that I do in those 2 weeks. No matter how hard I study, I may get a good grade on that test, but that isn't going to pay me anything. That's not going to pay me what I want. So, I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys take a valuable lesson from this. You get up and you get back to work, because before this, I was kind of demotivated because it's finals week and I got to lock in and focus on my exams. And it always gets me down because I'm distracted when I have to focus on finals from everything else that I'm doing. And I decided this time that I'm going to try to stick with content no matter what, even through the finals. Make a video every day. Make an Instagram post every day. Even scale out to other platforms. Lock in, boys. Let's make some money. Catch you guys in the next week.